my name is Gary Jones and welcome to Totum Talks. Today I'm joined by Sally Procopis, who is the Divisional Business Manager for Linklaters, Matthew Doyle, the UK General Manager for Latham & Watkins, and my colleague Debbie Gray. And today we're going to be discussing the increasing globalisation and corporate nature of law firms. So Matthew, if I can turn to you first, are you seeing an increasing global mindset at Latham & Watkins, and how does that manifest itself?
I think Latham has always had a global mindset when it comes to how it operates, because it is one global partnership. But globalisation is changing the way that our business operates. We're seeing our people travelling more, we're seeing our people involved in more cross-border deals, we're seeing the impacts of rate schedules in different countries impacting what we can charge. So it still impacts our business, even though we've had a global mindset now for over 20 years.
And the people you hire, does that reflect that globalisation? Do you look for that experience when people come in?
I think we do. I think it's one of those things that is desirable when we're looking to recruit people, both on our practice side but also on our fee earner side. I think it brings an additional dimension to the role that they're bringing.
And have you been involved in management committees which now cross over international boundaries? Or?
Yeah, I think at Latham we've had international or global committees now since we've been operating globally, and London opened in 1990. So, but yes, we operate in a very global structure. It reflects the nature of the work that we do.
Yeah. And are you seeing lots of work coming from the emerging markets?
Yes, we are.
Mm-hmm.
I think that our growth is occurring across the globe at the moment. We're not seeing growth particularly out of one market or another, although we do have some very successful markets, and London's one very successful market for us.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of the work that we're doing out of London is actually cross-border into the emerging markets.
Okay.
And Sally, same thing to you.
I mean, very similar, like Latham & Watkins Linklaters is a truly global partnership, so we are already operating and have always been operating on that sort of global basis. I suppose the issues that are particularly affecting us and other firms at the moment are following our clients into new markets and decisions about whether to open new offices or develop best friend arrangements in new markets. The work is certainly flowing from the emerging markets, Asia, and flows into South America, Africa, and from Asia into Russia. Those kind of flows are very significant for our work at the moment. And then the people issue is huge, ensuring that our workforce is sufficiently flexible, ready to get on planes, and able to transfer much more quickly and flexibly than perhaps in the past.
Mm-hmm. And I think Linklaters have business managers based in all over the world.
We do, yeah. We have a global network, and it's a very cohesive community. Yeah. We spend a lot of the time on the phone and on video conference, managing both within practices and across the geographies as well. There's quite a complex matrix which requires pretty good communication.
Are you looking to improve efficiencies globally, or are they quite siloed still?
Definitely globally.
Yeah.
So looking at workforce, for example, we are working much harder to get lawyers to resource matters in other jurisdictions rather than recruiting. Much better to use technology or physically relocate people for however long a period. So make a much more flexible global workforce, which we have to help plan and make happen.
And crystal ball time, if this trend continued, where will this globalisation trend take us to? How will law firms be in the future?
I think they're going to have to be more nimble. I think that to respond to where the work is coming from, we keep talking about the emerging markets. There are huge peaks and troughs in the emerging markets in the work that's coming out of them because of the economic climate at the moment. It tends to be more steady in the developed world, which makes it very difficult to plan and to manage workflow that's coming from those areas. So we're going to have to be more nimble in how we manage our resources, both on our fee earning side but also on our practice side as well, and how we support them.
And not follow fixed concepts of having to open an office in a new market, but finding more innovative ways of following your clients into those markets effectively.
Can I also talk about the increasing corporate nature of law firms? Often said law firms are becoming more corporate in their decision making. I mean, what does that mean in reality? What do you see on the ground?
means a very difficult adjustment for partners. People like Matthew and I being more involved in decision making and taking over the role that they have traditionally done themselves.
Yeah.
It makes complete sense because they need to be out there facing clients and generating more revenues, and should be leaving us professionals to make more of those decisions. But it's a gradual move, isn't it? It takes time and trust and all those things.
I think there's an increasing use of information in decision making as well, and I've seen that over the last 18 months. Our systems are becoming more mature. The information that we're using to make decisions is becoming more mature, and so it's becoming more in the corporate model.
So Sally, how's the current global economic climate affecting your role?
Well, it's becoming an increasingly competitive marketplace. I mean, we're all aware of that. So we need to help the partners find more ways of increasing their market share and increasing their revenues. So I think it's twofold really. We have to do everything possible to support them to get out more, face clients, increase their revenues, and at the same time focus on efficiencies. So increase the top line, manage the bottom line. And I think we're being pulled increasingly in those directions and have been for the last 3 years. There's just more focus on those two areas.
Okay, thank you. Matthew?
I think it's forcing us to be more focused and more disciplined in how we're actually managing the business.
Yeah.
I think that, similar to what Sally was saying, that while we spend a lot of time focusing on how we can grow our revenues, there's an increasing demand on us to be focused on actually how we manage our cost base.
So do you think that because we've been in this economic cycle that there has been more change in the legal sector the last few years than there would have been if we'd been in more buoyant times?
Much more, yeah, much more. But it makes it a very challenging environment for us, because that's the reason why our jobs are changing on a daily, monthly basis.
Okay. Thank you. So all it takes now is for me to thank the panel, Sally, Matthew, Debbie. That's the end for this edition of Totum Talks. I'm sure we'll return to some of these issues in a future broadcast.